Hello and welcome to the WB Mason Coaching Report on GoHofstra.com. Joined as always by the head coach of the Hofstra baseball program, John Russo. Coach, welcome.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Last week we spoke about a really regular season games at Delaware, but they really had a playoff feel. You go down to Delaware, you take 2 out of 3 in the series, so your team answered the bell. Just let's take us through that series with Delaware starting on Friday night with a 5-4 win. You get a great start from Jack Jett. He picks up his first career victory. Just walk us through that game.
We talked Thursday night before playing on Friday, and I just really wanted the team to stay normal. I think we're playing really well, and everybody can see it. Like in the last 5 weekends, we've been a tough team to beat, and that was my biggest goal, was not to them feel any pressure going into the weekend. Just stay the course, and I think Jack Jett has been throwing really good for us every Friday night, every game one, and he started that. I mean, he was the guy that set the tone on the weekend. He gave up a leadoff home run to their leadoff hitter to start the game, and then went 6 shutout right after that. 4 strikeouts, maybe 1 walk. But he just had really good stuff. More importantly, had the presence of a Friday night starter to me, and I thought he was having fun on the mound and really executing pitches and getting excited, and I think it gave the team a bunch of confidence right behind it. And we came out, we were confident, we got an early lead, brought Andrew Monday in there to close it out. He gave up 3 in the 7th, but what people aren't talking about is it was bases loaded, no outs. It could have been a lot worse in that 7th inning than what it was, and that shows you what kind of toughness Andrew has. And then leadoff double to start the 9th inning, which is usually a run, 99 out of 100 times, and they laid down a bunt, and I think if people were smart and stuff, would have put the play that Rob Weishire made, on SportsCenter. He throws the runner out at third base, and just an incredibly athletic, just great baseball play for a college kid to make in that big of a situation, and he throws a dart right to third base. Dan Page tags him out, we get the out, and then Andrew gets the next 2 outs, and I think that Friday night victory just really set up the weekend.
Takes you into a doubleheader on Saturday, necessitated because of rain on the Sunday. So play the doubleheader, game 1, you get a 7-4 win. Michael James gets the start, gives you another excellent outing, gets his first win of the season. Offense comes through with big numbers. D'Onofrio with almost falls a single short of hitting for the cycle. Gets the hard stuff out of the way and dismissed by the single. You get some home runs from Anthony, from Rob Weishire. Everything seemed to be clicking that game. Again, what was your take from the dugout?
For me, everything gets started on the mound, and Michael James had a little bit of a rough start. He gives up a run early. Didn't have his greatest stuff, and I talked to him after the 2nd inning, and I was like, hey, if you can get us 5, I think we can get this home. And he said, done deal, and he went out and got us 5 innings. And then Joyce, I thought Joyce was incredible. He had really good stuff. We're a big believer in Jimmy Joyce, and closed out that game. But then on the offensive side of the thing I liked is when this offense really started going well, I think is when we started getting production from the bottom half of the offense. And you got it D'Onofrio, and it was nice to see Sean Roush have a really nice game and scored a couple runs. And then 2 huge at bats by Dan Page to drive in runs in back-to-back at bats. And that's what Dan Page does for you. He brings you solid defense, and then he can bring you quality at bats at the plate. And he just had really 2 really good at bats to drive in runs out of the 9-hole. And then the guy that was hitting is Austin Pollock, man. Pollock set the tone all weekend. I thought he was phenomenal on Friday night. What a presence on Saturday. It gives me chill bumps to talk about how much he's turned it around in the second half of the season, and more importantly, just given our offense a heartbeat at the top of the order. He was the exact thing we were missing. And then you put him in front of Vito and Rob and Austin. It's just incredible. And I talked a bunch about a bunch of people, and I haven't even mentioned the CAA Player of the Week. And so, we definitely don't win 2 or 3 without Austin Gaudier. And I love the kid. I think he's tough as nails. I put out a tweet about he was hitting like 160 something through the first 24 and hitting 370 now, and as much as Austin Pollock has brought to the lineup, Austin Gaudier's brought it, and they bookend Vito and Rob, and I mean, we just have a really tough offensive lineup right now to face.
Right. As you mentioned, the CA Player of the Week, batted .600 last week, single, double, triple, home run, 7 RBIs, 6 runs scored, 4 stolen bases. Kind of did it all. Played well in the field. So, kudos to Austin on that Player of the Week. We mentioned the Hofstra.com Student Athlete of the Week was Jack Jett, based on his outstanding start at Delaware on Friday night. So get the awards out of the way.
That's what winning does. Winning, you start to get awards. You start to get a few more all-conference players, and it's the basic bottom line. That's what this team has become. They're a winning club in the last 5 weeks. I'm really, excited to see them finish out here, and really proud to coach them.
To touch on the last game of the Delaware series, which was an 8-6 loss in Game 2 of that doubleheader. Again, offense put up some big numbers, came back late. Good things, bad things. What did you see in that game?
It was a really tough game to coach. We won the series, and as a coach, you want to win every game you possibly can. To say I wasn't looking ahead to William Mary would be a lie. And the reason for that is Russo started every conference game for us all year, and he went 4. I thought he was fine. I think he could have probably thrown a little more, but didn't want to push the envelope with him, knowing we'd won the series and knowing that we need him this weekend against William Mary. So might have pulled him a little early. Probably could have forced Jack Anderson into pitch if we needed that win, but he had a little bugaboo with his shoulder, so I wanted to give him a little extra rest. And Seamus had been really good for us all year, 8 scoreless, or 8 games in a row, or 9, whatever it was, and he just got touched up a little bit in the one inning, gave up the runs, but I thought we got good relief performances from Bosch and Fiello, and Matt Seedham's been really good out of the bullpen for us. I can't have much more confidence in him than I have right now. And the good thing about this club, even though we got down, we came right back, and we sent the tying run to the plate in the 9th inning, and Vito flew out to dead center field. I think if it's not at night, if it's not raining, if it's just not dead air, we have an 8-8 game, and playing extra innings at Newark that night. But it wasn't meant to be, but real excited to take 2 or 3. More importantly, real excited for this weekend.
All right. Starting tomorrow, Friday, doubleheader against William & Mary here at home, and then a single game on Saturday, which is also Senior Day. Again, playoff feel. These games are important for both teams. Obviously, a little more important for Hofstra, trying to get into the pack. William & Mary's in, but they still need games too. If they got to win games too. So everybody's fighting for their playoff lives here. What's the approach this weekend?
Like you said, William Mary's in 3rd place, but they're only 1 game ahead of us, and so obviously everybody can look at the standings and know that what everybody needs, and it does have a playoff feel of 2 of 3 get you in, and William Mary's just a tough club. It's just, we talk about this a lot. I know I say it a lot, but it's the truth. Is there's just no off weekends in the CAA, and that's one of the things we like, that it has a big time atmosphere. Friday night game in Delaware at 7 o'clock at night, awesome. William Mary in the final weekend, they're winning 4 in a row right now. They swept Charleston at home, then they had exams, and then they come off a win on Tuesday, beating St. Joe's 9-8, and really had a good offense, was able to get some pitchers innings, and they arguably have, if not the best, they have the 2nd best pitching staff in the CAA with their 3 starters, and numbers prove it. They're the 2nd best ERA in they're the 2nd best ERA in the CAA and overall. So, they bring a ton of pitching. They play really good defense. They have a couple hitters that you have to look out for. And I was talking to the coaches yesterday. It's just said another CAA weekend, and so it's never easy. But we're playing well. We're at home. We're excited to play, and I think we've come a long way in this last half of the season, and really growing up, and brought some excitement to Hofstra athletics, and I think a lot of people are rooting for these guys, just because you see how hard they fight and get after it. So it's going to be interesting to see what they can do these next 2 days.
All right, that's tomorrow at 12 p.m., a doubleheader, and then Saturday again, single game at noon. Senior Day ceremony will start at 11:40 a.m., honoring the Pride's 8 seniors. All the games will be available, live statistics and live audio via GoHofstra.com. Good luck this weekend, Coach.
Thank you.
And hopefully we'll be talking next week about the playoffs.
That's what I'm shooting for.
All right, and you've been watching the WB Mason Coach Report on GoHofstra.com.